going to be leading you through 3 asanas in the supported modification. You'll need to have at least 2 blocks and a strap. You can also use a belt, a string, anything like long that you can use would be very helpful. So the first asana that we're going to come into is called cow face with a shoulder opener. We're going to do a modified version. The full version, your feet are crossed and your arms are behind you. So I'm going to turn around just for better explanation, and then we'll go through the other 2 asanas. So coming into a seated position, you'll want to take the strap in your right hand. On an inhale, raise up your arm. So the strap should be about in the middle of your back. On your next inhale, take your left hand and grab the end of the strap, and you can walk your hands down to meet each other, or you can use this as an exercise, as a nice stretch, and you can pull down and pull up. Otherwise, you can just hold it here. Eventually, the goal would be to interlace your fingers, getting a really, really good stretch. This is a really good shoulder opener as well. On an inhale, you can release, bringing your hands down to the mat, switching sides. Next, we'll move into supported fish pose. This is a heart opener, a chest opener. You just want to be really careful in this pose and just really gentle with yourself. If you like, you can set the blocks up, and again, I would play with the different heights of the blocks. So we have tall, medium, and low. So you're going to want to have the block, your shoulder blades are going to kind of drape over the block, and then your head is going to rest on the taller block. If it feels better, you can also rest like your neck or the back of your head right here. So again, just playing with the blocks and the different heights. So you can come into a seated position, having the bottoms of your feet on the mat, your knees bent, and you can take yourself and just slowly come down. If it's easier to kind of rest on your elbow and then to take that block and just make small adjustments. Again, just draping your shoulder blades down over the block, resting your head, letting your feet fall open, and letting your hands rest down on the mat. Coming into your breath here, you'll want to stay in this pose for a few minutes. Again, just allowing your shoulder blades to melt over the block, your head to rest, and your mind just to become comfortable. And when you're ready to come up, just slowly come up as you got down. So you can use your hands and your elbows for support here, and just coming back into a seated position. The next pose that we're going to come into is reclined butterfly. So there's a couple options here. Again, you can start in your seated position and just go down one vertebrae at a time. And when your back is on the mat, kind of tucking in your feet a little bit. You can play with where your feet are at, but just for now, keeping one block on each side. And letting both knees fall open, just like a book. And as they fall open, you can just adjust and putting the bottoms of your feet together. This pose will also play with the heights of the block as well. So maybe you just need them maybe underneath of like your thigh, just for better support. You can use them on the medium setting to kind of put them at an angle, much like a kickstand, to kind of prop up your legs. In these 3 asanas, we want to make sure that the blocks are doing the work for us and that we're not doing a lot of the work. We need to relax, we need to calm down, and we need to melt. Another option here would be to take the blocks on the high setting, again using them as a kickstand. And this all depends too on where your body needs support. Not everyone's body is the same. Some people aren't going to be, able to come down to a point where they can use a low setting. Some people need all that support up in their blocks. So again, just playing with the height. This will be a pose that you're going to want to stay in for a couple minutes, coming into your breath, relaxing, and again, just trying to melt here. And when you're ready, removing the blocks, you can take your hands, bringing your knees back together. And this is a great pose, so you can sit up, you can keep practicing, or you can come into Shavasana, extending both of your legs, extending your arms, palms up, and resting here. When you're ready, extending out one arm, rolling to one side, resting your head on your arm. And when you're ready, slowly pushing yourself up into a seated position. I hope these supportive asanas have been helpful. I hope you feel relaxed, and I hope you feel super melty.